took live here this morning. Before we get into that, tonight's discussion or kind of a lesson on top of the trade recap, we're going to talk about levels of protection. We're going to talk about very sound levels of support or resistance and basically how to day trade them. So let's get right into the charts. One sec. There we go. Okay, so now that we are into the charts, first and foremost, I just want to let you guys know that I was working with the Momentum members. And what the Momentum program is where I day trade live with a small focus group of traders and teach them specific things that they need to prepare for their trading career. It's not a standard issue live trading type of thing that I do that doesn't help people. Everything that I do is very educational based. So you're going to see very quick in and out entries, like an entry, then an exit. That's what we're working on at the moment at this stage of Momentum. So our level here in our trade, if you turn your attention to the charts here, was to execute the short coming up into this level on SPY. I should pull that up. So that entry, looking at the price point, I said we will wait for 548. So 548 was our area that we would normally start in on. Now we're only working with one contract. We can't add into this, but that's okay. It's not a trade that we should need to add into. What we have here is an extremely valid level of resistance. It is a protected level, and I'll explain what that means. If I wheel this chart back, you're going to see this really main trend. Okay, so that's on SPY. So that's that level intersection right there. So when you snap your level there, which is this level here, 548.25, that is also, if you take a look at the previous day's high of day, it's right there. So you are protected in that trade. It's a super valid level of resistance. Where you open up and go straight into that level, unless there is a catalyst or an event that is completely out of your control and not even something you need to think about because it happens very rarely, you execute that trade coming into that level. Do not wait perfectly for that level because you may not get it. It's not about having FOMO. It's about preparing yourself to get into the trade. Execute the fucking trade. That's what it's about. And that's what we did. So executed, paid ourselves back down into what I call natural movement theory or natural. And that is this right here. And that's exactly where we paid ourselves. So oops, in, out, that's it. That's the trade. Now, one of the reasons why we didn't add into this, it was actually a perfect add opportunity. If you take a look at where SPY is at that time, coming up into that level, and you see where Qs is down here in that support area. So what happens if Qs holds that support and starts coming up? We will absolutely break that level. So what that is a very quick risk analysis, okay? You are analyzing what both markets are teaching and telling you at that moment. If something is off, if it doesn't pass that smell test, like if any of you out there have ever done any type of business or you're going to invest in something, not the market, just someone or something in general, if it doesn't pass that smell test, you walk away, no matter how good that return can possibly be. If you don't do that, you're an idiot and you're not going to last long in business. That's what that is. So that doesn't pass. That's when the market doesn't pass the smell test. Okay. So that's why we held off on that. And all of this is explained live, right? And I'm walking my members through live. We're entering in the same trades together at the same time, teaching them through me basically forcing their hand to take these trades, right? That's the only way you're going to learn. It's basically without me sitting beside them, I'm holding their hand, right? So then we had Qs. Another trade in and out. It's very in and out. And again, that's what we're working on. But what I wanted here on this trade was we needed this level to fully fail. That is the previous close. So I don't want to take it long. We're too extended. And SPY, again, this is where it doesn't pass the smell test. SPY isn't above main trend. It isn't. It's below main trend. SPY is technically weak. Qs is strong because it's over that level, and that's why it's trying to hold that. Okay, so that's why I'm not interested in going long on Qs. We need to get over that level on SPY in order for me to take it. Do you see all the chain of events? All of these things need to line up a certain way. There's a lot of you out there that want to know, well, what do you mean by a stock setting up? What is a setup? Now, a lot of people will tell you that a setup is a higher low, a lower high, a double bottom, all of that shit. Those aren't, that's different. When you wait for the actual setup, that means that this thing it is actually setting up for you. You're not playing checkers. You're not playing fucking tic-tac-toe. Some of you mutants out there are having fucking thumb wars. That's not what we're doing. We are playing chess, high-level chess against the market. And that's how you put these puzzle pieces together. If it doesn't pass that smell test, you get the fuck out of there. Like, period, full stop. Do not risk your money, just like any other business decision that's out there. So with that said, the trade that I wanted, this was really close. You see how it sells off and then pops right back up with speed, like distance and speed right into that level. I didn't like that at the time because right at that time, SPY was also pulling back directly into support. It's very easy for this thing to keep going. So I said, hang tight. Let's wait for it to sell off a little bit more and then give us more distance into that level. Now, I know there's a lot of information actually in this recap. There's way more than I expected to share with you, but this is important stuff. So when that happens, it sold off that little bit more. I enter into that push on a head bump, which is what I call it. I enter, goes a little higher. That's okay. That's expected. It's fine. There's no big deal. So you enter into that previous close. Wants to go a little higher. Normally we would add. I went through the whole order of operation with my members, what I would do in that situation. That's okay. It sells off. We pay ourselves on that sell off because we went short. Done. Trade's done. And there's ways to work this multiple times, but we're not there yet. This was also a level that I was looking for long, this orange level. And that's orange for a reason that I shared with my Momentum members. It's not important. It's not applicable to what we're doing here. But that's it. That's the trades that we took today. So if you want to learn on this type of level of education that I just gave you a pretty good rundown of, how we operate and how we roll, that's how we gain the consistency that we do. Okay. If you want to learn to trade like a legitimate professional and throw that gambling shit out the window, come to tricktrades.com and we got you covered. Adios, folks.